everybody, Billy here, and welcome to, once again, Con Prep Week. I am absolutely very excited to be telling you guys that I'll be attending GALAXYCON Columbus in approximately a week or so, and it is going to be a wonderful time. I'm very excited. I got a couple new things that I'm ready to show for everybody. I've got a new display and a new tablecloth banner made by the wonderful Rewind Studios. Definitely, hopefully pronounced that correctly, but I'm gonna link them down below. You can check them out. Oh my gosh, literally the best quality tablecloth I have ever seen ever. Very excited. We've got not too much that we need to do. Obviously, there's inventory count. There's making the new display boards that I plan on using, cutting out our signage, things like that. I've already got the prints that are new and should be on the way shortly. Very excited. And our buttons that we've already got, keychains, a lot of new exciting things that I plan on having at this con and testing things out. And you know, I want to try to get some sticker containers so people can like actually touch them themselves and see if that makes any kind of sale difference. I've heard of some people doing that and that it working really well, and I've also seen that, you know, because you do that, you get more stickers stolen. So I want to try it out. I want to see if it works. Who knows? But either way, I hope y'all are ready because it's time. Oh boy, more peanuts for Smudge to play in. He's gonna be so excited. All right, I'm gonna open up these bad boys and show y'all. Okay, so there's a lot, but I'm absolutely in love with how these came out again. I ordered these from Cat Printing. I told myself, I know in the last anime convention vlog, whatever, that I was gonna get a printer, and I never got around to it or ended up doing it or whatever. But I ordered from Cat Printing again. I'll link them down below. Still absolutely amazing. I wish I changed the color scheme on this one a little bit. I wish it was a little brighter. I might do that if I end up selling up out of these, but these are two new designs that I did. I ordered more of these little babies. Y'all recall these, right? These two are new. Got the Game Boy and the DSi we love. Ordered some more Stray. These are holographic. There it goes. Once again. And the red characters, I don't really remember if y'all recall my blue and yellow characters, but finally got around to finishing this thing. I don't know what it is, but doing a print or like a design with a bunch of characters takes me forever. Don't ask, I don't know why. And the best thing out of all of this, I got two new designs for 11 by 17. I did this in a lot of a thicker size. You guys aren't really gonna be able to tell, but they feel a lot heavier. I think this is a 110 pound. I really should double check. I should double check, shouldn't I? It's fine. But so we got a new Final Fantasy design. Ooh, look at my little toes. Woo, don't look. And then we also got a Splatoon design. And I've been working on this one for a little while. I can't get over how I love these. I'm sorry, I'm blabbling. I know it's annoying, but they turned out so good and I'm so proud. I also ended up getting some new signage for my small prints, and then this is gonna hang up because now I have you can kind of see one of the clamps here, but I got a photo stand that I plan on hanging my prints up like taller. Got a new price sheet. This is the same information, but I had to reword my charms a little bit because I got some new charms that I'm adding to the mix. I can show you guys. Give y'all a little sneak peek. See, I've got some new like magical girl charms, not just my flower cats, and so I couldn't just say, had to reword that. I've also printed out some new cube signage, I guess is the best way to say it. I don't know if you really recall, but my cubes normally have like a backdrop that I put the stuff on, right? So like my stickers will go on here. I've got my specialty stickers. I try to do a different color so people wouldn't get quite too confused, right? So I've got my regular stickers that are $4, my vinyl, and then my specialty stickers, which is anything holographic or like clear. Like I've added some more clear stickers will go on here. And these are $6, and I was trying to make sure you could tell that they were different. My buttons and heart buttons I did in pink instead of yellow this time to help differentiate. And then I did my charms in blue. And the downside is that I only have so many of my little like heart clasp. I got these, let me see if I can show y'all. This table's a mess. I'm not gonna show y'all the whole mess. Y'all can just look over here. Don't worry. Okay. So you see how, this is what I'm talking about. These like cardboard boards, right? These are my old buttons, and this is little tiny magnets is what I do for that. And then I break off the back of the buttons. Set that to the side. Okay, so these lovely little hearts, I absolutely adore, but they don't come in. I ordered more, but they don't come in until like after this next convention coming up. So unfortunately, I won't have enough of those because I definitely need both of these boards. And I'll have to go back to old school and using some zip ties, which is fine. I mean, zip ties get the job done. And I know some people like, you know, oh, you can just put them on hooks or something, but I'm not gonna risk anybody taking anything. I would like them to not be able to be removed. Like, that's why I love these, because look, they ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. So I have a lot of stuff I need to do today. It's still only Friday right after Thanksgiving, but I thought since these came in, I would show you all so y'all can see my excitement as well. Woo! But I'm probably gonna try to cut this signage out and, you know, work a little bit on this. I have about, I mean, I guess this time next week we'll be at the convention, which is great. But I will show y'all more progress as it comes. Laying out some more mystery grab bags. These always do really well, and I did the same thing as I did last time. So 1 print, 1 sticker, and 2 buttons or heart button and 1 keychain. So it's just a little off considering I got these buttons. Again, I've said this so many times, but I got them kind of big, and to be honest, between you and me, I am kind of trying to get rid of them because when I reorder them, I want them to be the correct size. And so, you know, shove them in the bags. We're making progress. I've officially put these onto new boards, but I do have to get more double-sided tape because I ran out. But it's fine. I just have to go to Walmart. It's still only Monday, so I have a couple more days left to make sure that I have this all done. I put these up just to make sure they were good. It kind of bothers me that this bottom one is jumbled and then that one's spaced out, but like, it's the best I can do. The keychains, I unfortunately did not have enough time to order more of these hearts. These hearts that hold these keychains. And so I just took these and put them on this one, and then I went back to my old school zip ties. So if y'all don't really know what to do with keychains, and I know a lot of people will hook them onto the grid themselves, but I will say, like, watch. Sometimes it's a little weird to just hook the keychain onto the grid. It's not like terrible, but you have to keep in mind when you're at a convention, you're going to have a lot of things that's seen behind you. And I feel like it's just hard to really look at them. If you put, you know, something, let's just take this. If you put this behind it, that makes it a little bit better and it pops more. But when you have it as an open space, it's going to have so much noise behind it that they're hard to focus on. And I know some people don't even like hook them on anything. They just put it on a push pin, and that's fine and dandy too, but you always have the risk of someone stealing it, unfortunately. Which is why I prefer these zip ties or the cuter little heart grips. And if anybody really wants to know where I got these, I got them off Amazon, but they're called like bone grippies or something. If you're curious, let me know. Leave a comment below and I'll link it. But yeah, we're making progress. These are going good. I've got my new heart buttons and my new regular button board. I use magnets. That's another thing. I think I've mentioned this already. I can't remember what I've mentioned and what I haven't. But I pull out the back of the magnet. So really fun. Making progress. Yeah, we're doing good. And so the issue with doing the trifold is that
it kind of gets into people's space. So when you have it behind your table and then the trifold feet, kind of like this. I mean, look at how much space that takes up. Imagine that going into somebody else's space. Imagine this going into your space. And you don't feel like asking to move because you're too nice. I don't know. So I didn't want to do that. I was able to figure out how to hook it to the table. And the only downside, you know, obviously is that you have to keep in mind where things fall. And then like my noggin, right? I got to make sure when I'm standing here that it's not going to hit this print right above my head. And it should be fine. But this is what we're looking at, you guys. It is only Tuesday. I normally do this the day before, but I'm glad I did it today because it let me know what I needed to get and fix and all that other fun jazz. I'll probably go ahead and pack at least a good bit of this tonight, but it's looking good. Galaxycon's looking promising. Alrighty, we are officially packed and ready to go. I had to get another tub because a lot of reasons. I just had too many things, not enough space, and had to get another one. So it's a lot longer. I'm hoping it's gonna fit under the table okay. We'll see. We're gonna leave tomorrow morning, isn't that right, Lucy? Yeah. All right, so it is Friday. We technically don't have to be there till 2, like the doors open at 2, but we have to get there earlier. We got here in the Columbus, Ohio area like at 6 yesterday, I think last night or something. It was an 8-hour drive, so it was a long time, but we set up most of what we could, but I ran into some issues that I just did not feel like trying to fix at the moment, so I set up the majority of the stuff and we're gonna go back there earlier today. It's 10:47 now, and so we're gonna fix it. It's gonna be good, and then the doors open at 2 and then it goes until 8, so not a super long shift, which is good for us. But saw the convention floor, it looks really nice. Like, I'm very excited for this con, and I'll definitely try to get some footage for you guys, but I hope y'all are ready. Okay, so we are back from the convention officially. Technically, we got back like yesterday, but I was so tired and we got home at like 3 a.m. It was an 8-hour drive, right? And the convention, like vendor hall, closed at 6 p.m. And by the time it took for us to tear down our stuff, pack up the car, and then we had to sit there
for like at least 20 minutes because Eric thought it'd be better, like, oh, if he brought the car around quicker, like to the loading dock area, and then, you know, we'd be able to get in and get out. But unfortunately, we instead were blocked in. And so we had to sit there for a while as other people were loading their stuff. And then when there was finally an opening, we like skidded out of there. I skidded out of there so fast. And I was driving. I drove the first little half. You know, it was an 8-hour drive, so I drove 4 hours, and Eric drove the rest of the hours at night because your girl cannot handle driving at night. I get too tired. I even remember when it was about time for us to swap. I was like trying to stay awake with my eyes and like slap my cheeks. I was very tired. But overall, wonderful experience. Let's go through everything of what happened. I know I showed you guys some footage, but I'll talk just a little bit about it. We got there Thursday night to set up, and as I stated, you know, Eric had Thursday off, so we drove all day Thursday, and we got maybe in around 6 p.m. to the convention center. Was able to set up easy peasy, but there was some issues I ran into. So I reprinted out like new board squares, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier in the video, so I won't go too long, but they were too big and I couldn't get them to fit the way that they were fitting so great on my mock-up. And we were tired, we were hungry, we're like, forget it, we're gonna get time in the morning on Friday. You know, like we were able, the vendor hall didn't open till 2 p.m. on Friday, which was very nice. I've attended other conventions where for some reason they opened the vendor hall like, I don't know, too early, like 10 a.m. on a Friday, and I did not fathom why, because nobody's there at 10 a.m. on Friday. Everybody's working. Anyway, so we were able to come in Friday morning a little bit early, finish what we were setting up, make sure everything was good, and just go for the con. This was the first con that I tried out this new table setup, and I think it went extremely well. I think this is another convention where I was just did not get the draw of the luck on placement. I knew that there was going to be a pillar in our little like alleyway hall, but I didn't think it would suck. I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna be like the best thing, but it was unfortunate because there was a big gap beside me to my left, and then the tables like farther down to my left. People, I would watch them walk down, and then they would peek down the complete alleyway sometimes and then assume nothing's there because of the pillar, and then like keep going straight. But to my right side, you know, if you're walking that direction, they always turned in, but I'm like, no, come back on my left side. We're down here, please. So yeah, the placement kind of sucked. I don't think there's much you can do about that. I feel like most conventions you just kind of you get what you can get. I know this con had a premium artist spot, and I know some people that actually got it, and I heard they did decently well, but even then, like, their spots was kind of weird. It's a premium art spot, but you're facing the wall in a dark area of the hall. It was just wild. It was wild. I do think, even though it was its first year, it can be successful. There was a lot of, I don't know about the numbers. I haven't heard, like, attendees numbers just yet, but it sounded like, or it felt like there was a good number of people. The issue with these bigger conventions is that when they have so many like AAA or like top name guest stars, a lot of people are spending autographs getting those, and you know, like paying to get autographs, paying to get photos, paying to get whatever, which is fine. It's so valid. I mean, I did it too. I got Monica Rial to sign my Vegeta button. Oh my gosh, it was great. But you know, when you're spending money on that, they're not going to spend as much money on the artist alley or the vendors or whatever else. I haven't talked about finances yet. We'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah, I made about the same amount that I did at another 3-day convention in St. Louis, KokoroCon, which is in another video that I've discussed. Regardless of all of that, though, it was still a really good convention, and I had a really good time, and I honestly think every convention's a learning experience. You know, whether you've been doing it 4 or 5 years, I don't think it matters anymore. I think everyone's gonna be different. I sold things this con that I don't think I've sold at other cons, you know, and I this is the first convention I actually sold out of some items, which is kind of cool, but also kind of like, oh man, I should have brought more. So yeah, it was definitely one of a kind, and I met a lot of awesome artists and did a lot of cool art trades, and I mean, it was amazing. This was also the first con that Eric even found, you know, things that he enjoyed too, which is great for me because he's not big into anime or things like that. So he was able to find some like astronaut related stuff, and he was excited about it, and that made me excited because I was like, it's great when my helper and my husband is able to find things that he enjoys, especially in such a long trip like this. I know they were also already asking for people to re-sign up for the following year, and I didn't. One, because I heard and know that they're raising the Artist Alley tables to $100. Like, they're raising it by $100. Where's my... I got you. So, the table this year for the Artist Alley costs $309, and it seems like next year it's going to be $400, and I don't think for the drive and the amount I sold, it'd be worth going back. Unless I was a lot closer. Like, we're gonna be moving within the next year, so maybe if I get closer, I'll try to, like, sign up last minute or something like that. But as of right now, I don't think I would do it again. I'm not sure it's worth it. I've heard that there are more successful Galaxycons that are kind of a little bit more closer to where I am currently. I would rather attempt those than Galaxycon Columbus again. Not saying that I never would do it again, because I would love to. Like I said, I just gotta be closer. Doing 8 hours, I think, is the max, which is good. I wanted to figure out, you know, when I signed up for the con, I knew it was 8 hours out, and I told myself, like, okay, this will be the convention that I will determine how far I'm willing to drive. And I know some people that flew out, and, like, that's awesome, and I haven't decided when I want to try flying out for conventions, because there's, like, whole other can of worms, you know, when it comes to dealing with those that I don't think I'm quite ready for just yet. So, who knows? Maybe someday, maybe next year, maybe 2 years. We'll find out at some point. So I know the new setup that I used, I absolutely adore the whole placement and everything. This was also the first time that I tried having like my stickers are in actual bins instead of just being on the board. I had them on both. I had them on the board and I had them in bins so people could like fiddle through it. And I had the same way with my mini prints. And I really needed something for my mini prints because I didn't know what to put them on. So I had to have something for them to be displayed because I didn't want to like hang them up with the wall print, which is another first time. You know, this is the first time I tried doing a, I had my, my stand that goes up. I had umbrella holders, actually, which I used to clip into the table, and then the poles, I just like slid into them. It was a regular photo stand, and we just like took the tri-feet off and then slid it into those poles. But loved how those turn out. I do think I made the unfortunate decision to tape my prints for this con. I don't think I'll do that again. I think what I'm going to do is get like those ring binder things, or I don't know what they're, key rings, I don't know what they're called, but just get some of those and then hole punch my prints and then hang them up and down that way. Because doing the tape was just a nightmare, and I still have it taped. Like, I didn't crush them. I was so close to just being like, I just want to tear them apart when I was trying to take it down. It was so frustrating. But I didn't do it because it's wasteful, and I ain't trying to waste stuff. But definitely will think I'm going to do the punch hole and like ring method next time. I do not want to deal with tape again. Oh, it was bad. I also do know I plan on redoing some of my like big signage, you know, that says like stickers and buttons and stuff like that. I took some inspiration from other artist tables that I found on the Artist Alley Discord, and they're all wonderful and amazing. But I definitely want to make sure I am different enough where nothing's too similar. You know, that's the tricky thing when it comes to taking inspiration from somebody else's work or designs. There's a weird, like, fine line of being able to change it enough to be yours, if that makes any sense. And I don't know if there's a right or wrong way, or how one could even determine, like, is this changed enough? Because I ask myself that all the time. I think it's just kind of trial and error. I'm not sure. But I do know I plan on redesigning some of those and getting those again. And I kind of needed to anyways. I kind of accidentally tore my sticker one when I was tearing it down. I'm telling you. When we were when we were closing down everything on Sunday, we were trying to go so fast because we had that long drive. And I'm sure if I didn't have that stress, you know, I probably would have been more careful with some of these things. But I was like, I'm trying to get in the car. I got to get on the road. Eric had to work Monday. That was a big issue, right? Eric had to work Monday. Also, I'm sorry that my voice, like, super sucks. I feel like I'm getting sick. Yay! We love con flu. I don't know if that's really what it is, but I'm definitely feeling it. And Eric's also sick, but he's more sick than I am. This was also the first con that like I stood, you know, like my display kind of required me to stand up and then I'd sit down. If there's no crowd walking by, then I'd stand back up. And so like after every day, my legs were hurting so bad and my feet were hurting. And I'm like, Eric, massage my legs. I think I'm going to try to get one of those, I don't know if they're camping stools or what, but there's some kind of like retractable folding little flat stool that you can use, and it's taller than a regular chair, so I could sit on it and then still be the correct height I want. I'm gonna definitely look into those because I didn't like sitting, so I felt too low down and my display kind of felt like it was hiding me, and I don't like being hidden. You know, I definitely believe there's a tactic to how you should kind of go about talking to people. Obviously, not everybody wants to kind of like be greeted or be talked to, but a lot of the times if I see anybody come up to my stand, I'm of course going to at least say hello. And I always can tell, like, if somebody kind of gives like a soft hello or just a little nod, I'll just kind of let them be for a second. And then if I get the vibe that I could at least be like, oh, how's the con going? I'll ask them. And then other people, you know, right off the bat, they're like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, yeah. But you can't use that with everybody. But I do for sure try to greet everyone that I can because I just feel like that's the right thing to do. I definitely think that doing so helps. I don't know, just in general. I don't know what to tell you. So now let's talk money. Let's talk money, honey. This convention was by far the most expensive so far. Yes, that I have attended. The table cost $309. The hotel cost $456. Okay, and I stayed at like a Red Roof Inn. It was close, but it was a Red Roof Inn. Don't even get me started on that. You know, I'm not gonna get into it. That was not a great hotel. Parking, okay, we had to pay for parking. $36 total, which is nice. You know, we didn't go in and out of our car. We walked everywhere. And the total of all of that makes $905. And I've discussed the term break even before, but just so everyone remembers, when I say break even, I total up the table, the hotel, the gas, and the parking, if that's possible. And then be like, all right, this amount is what I need to make coming out here and selling worth it. So my break even this year, or for this convention, was $905, which is very high. A lot of that chunk is from the hotel, and a lot of that is also kind of gas as well. Now that we have our break even amount, I'll tell you guys, you know I like to be clear, I like to be honest. I sold total profit with Square Reader and cash about $1,702, which is very well, especially considering how poorly I heard, you know, other artists do, and considering my bad spot. I'm very, very grateful for that amount, and I'm very, very happy for everybody that came by to talk to me, and just overall, like, it was great, and I'm very thankful. But we take our $1,700 and then we subtract it from the break even, so that gives us, my profit from this convention was $717, which isn't terrible. Again, I am very grateful that I get to do this, and I'm very happy with any amount that's over the break even, right? It's just kind of like, ooh, that was a long convention and that was a long drive. That's the only reason why I don't know if I do it again. I just have to be closer to the location. I just have to be closer to the location. I'm still very happy with this amount, and it's definitely going to go towards hopefully getting some new products and prints and keychains and things like that. I already kind of have some ideas. That's something that always happens at the conventions. I always am like, ooh, I've got schemes and plans that I want to do. But I'm also very tired, so I'm not doing anything yet. But I did spend the past day counting inventory and stuff like that. So thank you, everybody who came by the booth and said hi, and all the artists that I met and everything. It was really like just a wonderful, overall, amazing experience. I'm very grateful for it. This was like the biggest con haul that me and my husband did, right? I shared it on my Instagram, but like the amount of stuff that we bought and traded is crazy, which is really more funny when you think about it because I'm going out there to make money. But listen, I'm still a dork, right? I'm still a dork at heart, and I'd like to buy things. So yeah, hopefully this kind of helps give you guys some kind of insight or experience or, I don't know, joy and entertainment, at least for a little bit. But I don't know what con I'm doing next. I know I just got approved for Comic-Con. I don't even know. But gotta figure out if I'm actually going to do it and other things like that. So if I do another convention, I'll definitely vlog it. I'll stop talking you guys' ears off. I'll let you guys go about doing whatever you were doing. But thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it was at least a little, you know, educational, perhaps entertaining mostly. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!